and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki and welcome back to Wolfquest, where we are here with our wonderful pack and we are grown. Our pup is grown. We no longer have... Oh, who is over here? Oh my gosh, it was Cole. We don't have name tags on. I was like, who is that wolf? But yes, we officially have a yearling now. Flint is all grown, and we are getting into the change of the season. And where is our wonderful mate, Nisha? Nisha, my love, look at you. You can see she is carrying a little bit more now. Her belly is looking a little bit bigger. We mean that with love, my dear. She is carrying the next litter in her belly, which means that we need to go and find a den. I have not even been thinking about where we are going to den this season. If I'm gonna be honest, let's go ahead and run this way while we chat. Oh my gosh, we have a full sleep meter. We are definitely going to take advantage of that. Also, we have a Templeton dispersal in our midst, which is very interesting. Did I also see Weasel Gulch? Oh, that's just probably from the last fight that we got into, but we are full, so we're not going to worry about it. But, my goodness, so I downloaded the map to kind of start keeping track of where we were seeing the elk herds, and to be quite honest, I did not even need to mark those elk herds because I just felt like the last season was so prosperous for us, so I was not even worried in the slightest about our food. We need to go a little bit more south so we can get these territories. But it also had the den locations on it, and to be honest, there are like no other rock dens. There's the cursed den that we denned in one time, but we really do not want to go back there. We've got the one den that we raised our pups in. Also, what is this strange rock? Oh, it's just really red in the center. And the only other stone den is like way over to the east. Now that I have that map and am looking at it, there is also one way super south. Let me actually pull it up here while I'm thinking about it. You guys can't see it, but let me pull it up for reference here and just try to get an idea of how far away that is. I won't be able to bring you guys in on the screen, but it is just at the bottom of Midnight Mountain, so it is right here. So we would have to clear out quite a bit of territory to even be able to take that one. The other one is all the way down here in Grant's Glen. Which again is just not in our territory. We've got lots of wonderful tree dens in the back 40, kind of down in this section, which is still not owned by us. Let's see, the only other territory, there is a den in Crooked Creek, but again, that's also way down here. So we are in our territory. We are really just left with our one den that we know here, the Cursed Den, which is somewhere over here, and then we've got a few little coyote dens, and then another tree den kind of down in this section right here. What is that? No, it's even further down. I think it's all the way near... Not quite Allison Acres, so yeah, it's somewhere here near the Beaver Lodge. So we may, if we want to kind of spice things up a bit for not choosing the same den every year, which I think might be interesting for you guys. Oh my goodness, Kindle. feeling feisty today, girl. My goodness. But yeah, you know, I think that that might be a little bit more interesting just for the video's sake. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to go down and check some things out. Also, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and do our roll for the day. Let me minimize this screen over here and get that going. All right, let's see what we're going to be doing for this roll today. And we're staying on challenging, which is no surprise there. That is quite all right with us. And let's minimize that. And I'll have to see, I'll have to go back on the footage if you can see that little generator site that I pulled up. You probably were able to, but somebody in the comments had requested to see the generators that we used for picking timbers, kind of quests that he does. So one of them, you know, in the very beginning of the series, you know, I had mentioned that some of the quests make sense to keep throughout a wolf's life. Some of them make sense to just do per season, you know, per year, per litter, and they're not 100% fixed in stone. You know, we're here to have a good time, and I think Timber is finally I think he's grown out of the Cave Conqueror mission that he had in his life. I feel like, you know, with how large his pack is and, you know, learning what it's like to square off with bears now, I think that he has learned. I don't think that he necessarily wants to be fighting bears and pushing them out of dens, and I don't necessarily think that he feels like those types of dens are the only safe place that he can raise puppies in, because that was, you know, his biggest thing to start was, you know, he felt that the only safe place to have your pups in was a stone rocky den. And you know, yes, he has had quite a bit of issues. You know, we've had 2 raids on the den, and you know, we've had one at the rendezvous site where our pup was taken from us, and then the other one we had our cursed den, which was a rock den, and he lost 2 pups in one altercation there. So you know, I think he's learning. And then obviously when Flint grew up, we tried to just go and get a little bit of food, you know, off of a carcass that we had just taken down the night before, and a mama bear and her cub were on the carcass, and our wolves got pretty injured just trying to get a little bit of food back. And you know, little lessons like that he is taking and learning from, and he knows that, you know, okay, it's not always worth you know, fighting. Oh, there's a dispersal up there. Who is that? We weren't even scenting them. 1426. We don't know you. Let's get a name here. Oh, there's 2 of them here, so we've got some more rogues. I'm definitely feel like we have met the rogues before. Also, just checking up on Big Timber here. Looks like Balsam is still their pack leader. Weasel Gulch is still around. See, we've got quite the amount of wolves. We can clear our departed wolves now, but I really just don't necessarily want to do that. We may need to do it in the future, but just kind of scanning here. So what do we do with the rogue names? Let's see. Let's pick some famous rogues. All right, we'll go for some fun ones with these guys. So we've got Drizzed and Tasselhoff. So those are characters from a couple of books. I'll be very curious to know if you guys know where those names are from. But there we go. So we interrupted yet another hunt for these guys. Don't worry, Tasselhoff. We will leave you alone. We are not even hungry. We are just here to take over a little bit of territory. I feel like Flint is probably relieved that we're not going to be getting in an altercation today. Don't worry, buddy. And yeah, let's go a little bit south. We can take some of this, and I'm glad we're able to meet a couple more wolves. And oh my goodness, we need to figure out a den. I cannot believe that. Now, I think the packs, if I remember correctly, this time of year, oh my goodness, what is this? Hello? Oh, we found Santa's sleigh, everyone. My goodness gracious, I had no idea this was here. Holy cow, I wish we would have found this in the snow. Oh my gosh. We have to get a picture with this thing. My goodness gracious. Oh, the lighting is horrible. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's face this way and see if we can get a picture. Oh my gosh. What in the world? I knew that the devs did some stuff for Christmas, but I thought all of that was in town. I had no idea a sleigh was going to be up here. My goodness. I mean, this is going to be the better picture, but it doesn't have the inside of it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we ran up here and saw this. Holy cow, you guys. What a fun find. We'll have to remember that we found it right on top near Blade's Peak. My gosh, how fun. Alright, well, we went ahead and slept, and I always love catching the little interactions that we get in the mornings with everyone. Oh my gosh. So let's see what our territory is doing. This whole row could use a little bit of love, so we're probably going to need to hunt a little bit of food today as well. And I'm very curious to see if Flint, now that he is a little bit older and we have the next generation coming with Nisha, if we're gonna see any personality changes, any confidence, you know, where he's at. I think I've got a pretty good idea of his personality already emerging, but it is always good to keep a really close eye to see if anything ends up changing, because we have seen quite a bit of development with the pups, even when they do get into their yearling stage. So definitely curious to find out. And we've got some elk scent going south. It's pretty far away, but we need to head south anyway to get this line of territory marked up. So hopefully we can find some food. We will have to see. It looks like Flint is able to keep up a little bit more now, though. That's good to see. He was always lagging so far behind with everyone. Oh, did he catch a bunny rabbit? I wonder why he had little hearts pop up there. And Cole is always so close to Dad. I love their relationship. Cole is always falling asleep next to Dad and waking up to him every morning, and I think it is just the sweetest thing. He really, really admires his father. Alright, well, hopefully we're getting closer to the Jasper herd. I'm pretty sure this Swamp Lake dispersal is also hunting them. Oh, maybe? Yeah, we're definitely getting closer now. Here we are. Okay. Let's get a little bit of food, guys. Ooh, careful though. These elk don't know which way they're running. Oh, look at Flint. There he goes. Okay, buddy. I thought he was going to go after that one, but it's good to let them run for a little while, and now is the time of year where we can get some really weak elk, so that'll be very smart to let them run. Possibly let one fall. Hi, Flint. Good job. Let's go ahead and bite this one and see what it... Ow! Never mind. Just ignore Dad, buddy. That was a bad example. Did Nisha drop back? I think she must have. Yeah, there she is. Alright, well, let's pick a different one. Hopefully we won't get sandwiched in between the trees again. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I think that one slowed down quite a bit. Oh, this one's almost at half. That one also just fell. Oh my goodness. Are you still down? Let's give this one a bite. Oh yeah, this one's even better. Yeah, you can really find some nice weak elk this time of year. Nisha getting in on that as well. Holy cow, what a fast hunt, you guys. Good job. Yeah, Flint was definitely pretty gung-ho about that. I'm very impressed with him on that hunt. He seems to be getting a little bit more confidence when it comes to hunting the other elk. So that is good. I think Timber will probably be satisfied that he has raised his pup well, as long as he knows that he can feed himself. You can always, for the most part, walk away from an altercation if you need to, so hopefully Timber is starting to have a little bit more of an understanding of Flint and kind of where he's at in his development right now. You know, as I've said before, I think Timber, his idea on the matter is just, okay, well, we need to get into more altercations then and show him, you know, how to fight and how to take care of these things. And you know, I think that is causing a little bit of confusion in Flint because, you know, I think he would just rather not, and he thinks it's a good idea to run away and to be a little bit more fearful and submissive. And you know, I think they're having a little bit of a disconnect there, but hopefully they can get it figured out between them. And right now I'm just currently debating whether we go north or south. I think because a lot of our dens are going to be in this territory, it probably makes sense to go and find those out. Now we do have the perk where we actually do remember some of our dens. So let's check out the one that we are closest to. And I will pull up my photo that I have here for reference. Looks like there's about one den right around here that we haven't found yet, and then we have found all of these ones in our location and this nice tree den down here as well, but that's a little bit out of our way. We could den there if we carved out a little bit more of this territory, but that just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The only den I think we could really move to this year if we wanted to be in a different location would be this one, or go back to our main home den there. So we'll have to see. We'll go and check it out, see what it has in store. We'll make sure everybody gets some food and see what is going on. Let's check and see for food. Yeah, Nisha is pretty full. Dad actually can eat a little bit more. There we go. Okay, well, this cougar can have our meal, I suppose. And we will head on north to this other den. I gotta say, I'm not super impressed with it. It is in the middle of a woods, which I do like. We also need to mark this territory. But yeah, I don't know. I just really do not picture Timber wanting to raise his kids in a hole in the ground. I don't know why. It just does not strike me as something that he would do. So if it doesn't feel right, we are just going to move on. I mean, we know that we always want to keep our wildfire forest in our family. Our ashwood forest is what it's called. And who is raiding us? That is going to be Glacier Lake, someone down to the south. I am actually not going to worry about that. Don't feel the need to run that far south, and oh my goodness, how sweet. These guys are really happy to be back in our forest, which is giving me really good vibes that we might just want to go back to this rock den over here, and then if we get fleas we can go back into our wildfire forest. I mean, our ashwood forest is home, and this is the home that all of them grew up in. These are the areas that we have been, oh hello dog, we have been raising our family in for generations. And yes, wolves are nomadic when they disperse, but I mean, they're nomadic anyways, but when a wolf disperses and they decide to go and start their own pack, they will travel for a really long ways. But once a family has been established, please correct me if I'm wrong. I've tried to watch as many documentaries on wolves as I can, and I've seen quite a few. And I know they move around, but I think once a family gets like pretty established in an area, unless they're following the elk herds or another pack moves in and pushes them out, if they're successful in an area, I feel like the wolves do stay in that area for as long as they do. And the Wolfquest developers have talked quite a bit about when a wolf gets to a certain age, it's really unlikely that many wolves live, to about 8 years old. I mean, that is really pushing it, and it is not the expected lifespan of an adult wolf, and let alone having so many of your puppies live after a large litter. This is why they have litters that are up to 7 pups, is because they're not expected to make it, and so yeah, if a wolf is only gonna live more on average about 4 years, I would expect them to stay in an area that they're familiar with if there is plentiful food there. So just given our area and given the dens that we have in our location, I really just do not feel like Timber is going to be raising his pups in a hole in the ground. I think he's smart enough to have moved on from wanting to chase out bears, but I don't think he's strayed quite that far. All of his dens have had quite a bit of meaning to him, and this is the den that our pups were first raised in our very first generation, Blaze and Cole, and we may just go ahead and go back to that. you know, I know that we're for video's sake, it would be nice to explore some of these other dens, but you know, once our pups disperse and once we kind of figure out who is going to be leading this pack years to come and you know, down the line, I'm sure we will be exploring some other areas like Kindle. If she decides to go and have some pups, I could totally see her maybe traveling to another map or wanting to go down south and see some of the town. Who knows? Who knows what will be in store for these guys? So let's go ahead and go down for sleep so we can stay nice and on top of that meter and figure out what we are going to do for this episode. I may need to pick out names. I thought that we were gonna have to be out doing a lot more than we are, but our Kindle is growling at Nisha. Yeah, let's give her a nice confident tail and a growl back to just let her know that she needs to respect her mom. We can see her mom's belly pretty expanded there. If we look at Timber here, you can see he's got a nice tuck on his belly, and then if we look at Nisha, you can definitely tell that she is carrying pups. So we want to make sure that our kids are staying in line with their mom. They really don't need to be bothering her like that right now. Aw, sweet girl. There we go. Oh, is that hard to do, Nisha? I know when you've got a big old belly of pups rolling over on your back is probably, and getting up off of your back is probably a little bit more difficult. But oh my goodness. Alright, my friends. Well, I think it's time. I think it's time to let Nisha, who is currently growling at her children yet again, to settle down and bring forth Generation 3? Is it? Blazing Coal? Spark? No, this is Generation 4, you guys. I can't believe it. Holy cow. I am so sorry that Wolfquest seems to be having so many jittery issues right now. But oh my gosh, it's time. Let's see if Nisha will come over to us, and we want to lead her straight to the den. Here we go. Nisha, are you ready to settle down, girly? There we go. I think these guys are finally ready to relax and be able to enjoy having some new life back at the den. My goodness. Nisha, are you ready, my love? Time to settle in, and you can have a new little family to take care of. We know Nisha doesn't really like to be running around as much as she does. She prefers to settle in at home and teach these kids what it's like to be a mom and to take care of your pack mates. She is kind of the caregiver of the group. So let's go ahead and select the den. I have my names all ready to go from your guys' suggestions here. I believe we call this den Heart Home. And let's see how many puppies we have this year. And we are advancing to age 6, you guys. We've only got a couple more years with Timber and Nisha. Let's go ahead and view these perks. So Knowing Nose. This is the first year that we can have Knowing Nose. And I think we are going to take it. You know, we are embracing the fact that Timber is older and learning more elder authority, but still in tall grass, but still may emerge. Okay. Pack affinity rises faster when you're at the den. That's nice. And pack affinity decays more slowly. And the dens that you remember. Yeah, this one we don't necessarily really need. It is nice having it, but I think Elder Authority and Stamina. We pick Stamina every year because we need so much help with it. But I think that is what we are going to go with. We are going to advance to age 6. And we only have 2 pups this year. A couple more males. Oh my goodness. A pack of boys. We have just all boys, you guys. Poor Kindle. So funny. Okay, well, some more boy names then. Let's go for it. So we are going to have Soul here. Soul meaning sun and fire. And then our next one, let's go with Soot. So Soul was recommended by Simple Square, and Soot was also recommended by Wren and Simple Square. So thank you guys so much for those name suggestions. We've got another little pair here, Soul and Soot. Couple of little boys. Let's see them. Nisha, how you feeling, mama? How you doing, girly? All right. Yep, we know how to take care of these little ones now. And Flint is no longer the pup of the year. He is now a yearling. And here comes our little ones. Hello, Soot. How are you doing, my love? I don't think you ever get attacked on day 1, but we'll check the wind anyway. And Soul, you are looking nice and chocolatey brown. Oh my goodness. I'm very curious to see what that coat is going to look like. Blaze, are you excited to see the new little ones? Look at all these fast tail wags we have going on right now. Oh my goodness. Kindle, what do you think? My goodness. And here is Flint over here. He doesn't seem to have greeted the pups just yet. Let's wait for them to get just a little bit farther outside of the den, and then we will give them some food, and then we will have to wrap it up for the day. I know, Nisha, I know we've got new little ones. The whole pack is really rejoicing at the fact that we have our new little ones, and now Flint is kind of getting in on it. There we go. Oh, and even sharing some food for the little ones. Oh my gosh, everyone is trying to make sure that they are fed. Well, we will stick around long enough for these guys to clean up that mess, and I think this is where we are going to have to sign off here, everyone. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode. Leave a like on the video if you are excited for our new little ones over there, and subscribe to the channel if you want to know when I post, because you will absolutely want to follow this family and their adventure. And if you need to catch up on some of the videos, check out the playlist that I have linked below. It really helps being able to watch everything, throw it on in the background. I've got lots of episodes to enjoy, so thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.